Augie Anime presents.
East of Bud Kramer Jr. Park is a video store named Big Mix Video in the Big Mix Vintage building at 309 Dallas Street, Huntsville, Alabama. I will be interviewing today with David Gillespie, giving a virtual tour of the place as we are traveling around the building. You can park anywhere around the building as long as you don't block that yellow fire hydrant. Everything should be cool, keen, and smooth wherever you park. I wouldn't recommend on the grass cause the sidewalk's a bit too steep. There will be some bits of pauses throughout the video, as I'll also show the changes of the store throughout these months that I've been filming and working on this. So with that, enjoy, and I welcome you to
Big Mix Vintage.
Hi, this is Augie from Augie Anime, and I am here at Big Mix Vintage with one of the store owners, and I'm going to interview him and give you a highlight of what the store is like.
Hi, I'm David, owner of Big Mix Video. We have videos for rent.
What brought you to this venture?
I was trying to do something that is different from what Huntsville doesn't already have. And there's a lot of vintage shops, and we were selling videos and records and CDs and books and vintage clothing, inspired by Black Lodge in Memphis and Videodrome in Atlanta, and thought that Huntsville could use a place like this for different kind of videos.
What are your favorite genres of movies and TV shows?
Mostly horror. Big fan of horror, but all the basics. Literally will watch anything and everything. Kind of specialize in the horror genre, zombies, and obscure movies as well. Comedies, television, Saturday morning cartoons.
For your store, what growth would you like to see?
More customers, regular customers, people who let me know what they're looking for, because I'm gladly obliged looking for particular videos. Try to have one of everything, which is an impossible feat. Yeah,
that's always a stride we all collectors want to have, so I totally understand.
It is my kind of like the venture is like my personal collection available to other people. I don't say no to any movie.
I noticed that you're married. What is it, movies that brought you two together, or?
Not necessarily. We do like the same kind of movies though, like Jaws, Sharksploitation, some of our favorite. She definitely has her own favorites.
How well does the thrift consignment shop work with the video store?
Having other things like records and CDs, books, it's just all part of the same kind of media.
Because I've seen other stores, they would have the video rental store and for some reason tanning booths.
That must have been a trend. Yeah, I don't really see how you could enjoy watching a movie while tanning unless it was a certain kind of movie, a certain kind of businesses. We don't do that here.
Maybe they're so used to being in the dark that they want to show that they actually get out in the sun by cheating. Will you go into video game rentals?
I would like to finish what I'm doing first here with the movies before I go on to that, but absolutely. I also kind of want to rent out Laserdisc and be really obscure for people who don't think that that's a good idea. I would love to do that.
So like CMDs and reel-to-reels? No? Okay.
I just have Laserdisc, and I feel like I have a lot of Laserdisc titles that I have not found on any other format, so maybe get those available.
Well, fair enough. How do you feel about streaming libraries versus physical ones?
That's a can of worms, man. It's the whole argument that the streaming services are imploding themselves. The consumer is getting more angry about streaming services. I don't necessarily like streaming services unless they have something extra that they can bring. The only streaming service I have right now is Shudder, just so I can watch Joe Bob Briggs because he brings a little bit more to the movie. I like physical media because you can watch the movie again with commentary, additional scenes, and featurettes that are not available on streaming. It's kind of, if you want to get a little bit more about the movie, physical media is the way to go.
And it never disappears on you.
No, yeah. And then, you know, Netflix was great when it first started because it had everything. And then Amazon started streaming and took 30% away from Netflix. And Hulu started streaming and took 30% away from those. And then it just keeps breaking down. And, you know, no one wants all the streaming services. But I try to have as much here than all the streaming services combined at any one time because things come and go. I'm nowhere near done putting new movies out.
Through donations and people renting, do you see many copies of your favorites come in and out of the store?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of surprised, like, what I can recommend to somebody and they haven't seen. Like, John Waters is probably like the currently most rented director because a lot of people just have not seen his full works. And they might have seen one and they're going back and catching up on the rest of the stuff. I'm very surprised on, like, you know, what people have and have not seen.
What are your thoughts on anime?
It's kind of, I already said that's kind of like my Achilles heel. I don't know very much about anime at all, but what I have seen, I enjoy.
Yeah, maybe I can help you out with that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I just saw Joe Bob Briggs premiered on the show Perfect Blue. That was great. It's great. Like I already said earlier before we started taping that I love Italian horror movies, like giallo movies, and Perfect Blue was kind of billed as an anime giallo movie, and it was perfect. It was great.
What are your thoughts of an indie movie theater, or might be able to help out with that sort of venture in the city?
I don't know if it would work, but man, somebody should do it. Somebody with all the money in the world that they can afford to lose. That'd be freaking fantastic. We need something like that. And Videodrome in Atlanta does a partnership with the Plaza Theater, and I would love to partner up with the movie theater and help out. I know that there's some people talking about it. I've heard rumors of an Alamo Draft House coming and going. Like it closed before I thought of it even started.
Oh man. Well, that is it with me and David. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and with that, any kind words or inspirational thoughts to give to people?
We're here Wednesday through Saturday, 12 to 6, and movies are $3.50 per title for 7 days. And I do a thing on Wednesdays where you can rent 4 titles for $10, and it comes with a complimentary popcorn. Got my Terrifier poster that's signed by David Howard Thornton, originally from Huntsville. I'm surprised a lot of people didn't know that. People who know the movie don't know that he's from Huntsville. But yeah, we did community theater together at Fantasy Playhouse like 25 years ago. Pretty neat. But he's found some success. And I saw him at a horror convention last January. Got him to sign him.
Awesome. I've noticed some different books lying around in the store. So what?
Well, I have a whole book room, a whole used bookstore with all kinds of books. But I'm currently promoting and pimping this book for Goner Records, written by Billups Allen, 101 Films You Can See Before You Die. Just a good collection of overlooked movies. And I'm kind of been a fan of all 112 of them that I've seen so far, of what I've seen. There's actually 112 movies in there. But I have a section here. This row is all the movies that I currently have that are in the book. And so you can conveniently rent from there.
Okay. So that's why it says Cram Hole?
Yeah, that's his zine that he publishes himself, and this book is a collection of his movie reviews from the zine. And the publisher was Goner Records out of Memphis.
Cool.
I have a 4K section, I have a disaster section, Peter Jackson section. I'm trying to break things down to little micro genres, and Huntsville interest. There are a couple of post-apocalyptic movies that are produced here in Huntsville. Space Camp, Constellation, a skateboard video, City Confidential episode about the true crime story of the murder of Dr. Jack Wilson. That's been a popular rental. People love the Huntsville history interest and whatnot. I've currently run out of double-sided tape, so my little labels are missing, but I'm breaking things down into, again, by director and prominent actors. There's a whole Tom Hanks section, a Paul Newman section, Joe Dante, Clint Eastwood, George Romero. Double features Luc Besson, Dario Argento, Takahashi Miike. All your basics: Kevin Smith, Monty Python, Wes Anderson, John Waters, Woody Allen, Coen Brothers. Comedy, and over here a whole horror section. All your horror goodies. This is what I'm concentrating on growing the library the most of.
So I've noticed you have quite the Criterion collection.
Indeed.
Any favorites from these people's release?
Well, the Criterion collection is a brilliant collection, and a lot of people seek out titles from that. It's a good place to start for what to look for in avant-garde and foreign and well-made movies. I'm a big fan of Tampopo.
Same here, man. With that amazing egg kissing scene.
Indeed. I like the screwball comedies like Sullivan's Travels. Your basic things like Carnival of Souls.
Yeah, I've seen all versions of that, both riff tracks and the 5-minute additional footage. That huge relay race between Washington, D.C., filmed in the 1960s, and that blasted dock of Carnival. Ooh, longest movie indeed, even though it's 90 minutes.
So your Japanese movies like Yojimbo and your quirky documentaries like Grey Garden, your real to heart documentaries like Hearts and Minds, and your classic movies like It's a Mad Mad World. Just good stuff. I haven't seen everything here, obviously, but A Matter of Life and Death, that was a great little movie. A lot of concert and music documentaries, a bunch of musicals, biopics, both fictional and real, and of course the shark exploitation section. Can't have too many shark movies. A whole comic book section, broken down into Marvel, DC, and the independent films. Children's section, bunch of Shirley Temple movies, maybe?
Yeah. All from the Time Life infomercials, right?
Probably.
Whoa! Big Mix Video.
These are just a bunch of reference books that I use to try to go through and compile a list. Everything from cult movies to basic Hollywood movies. It's a good place to go to find out more movies that other people haven't been talking about.
So what's with the third Saturday in October?
These are two locally produced in Athens, Alabama horror movies that premiered at the Princess Theater back in May. And just can't wait to later this fall have a physical media copy available for rent. But those are just try to support local made theater or movies.
Sweet. So I noticed on your original covers for your Blu-ray cases that you have a variety of characters on it. Can we go through them a bit?
Sure. Did a bunch of like homemade cut and paste kind of things. And the first iteration had some of my favorite movies, Half Baked and Gort from The Day the Earth Stood Still, the characters from Mad Monster Party, and from Evil Dead. And the second iteration I added a Slimer and Ernest, And I think the last iteration had John Waters shaking hands with Herschel Gordon Lewis and some kind of Dracula cartoon.
So one day for this Lunchmeat video store still exists book, would you love to have your sign on this book one day if they do another revision?
Actually, they just released a volume 2. With, so this has 12 interviews with 12 stores around the country that are still thriving. And they just released a volume 2 like this past Saturday. I haven't ordered it yet, but it features 14 more stores being interviewed. And if they did a volume 3, yeah, I'd love to be interviewed for it if it's it or me is still around.
Cool.
Talking about this book, and this is such a weird, like, to do the spiel again, because I've said this many times before already. I'm a huge fan of Goner Records out of Memphis, and every year when I go to Goner Fest, the lineup, I can put all the bands in the lineup in one of 3 categories, and I enjoy it so much. There's the first category are legendary bands. They're a huge get, and I can't believe that I'm getting a chance to see these bands. Like Mudhoney or Cosmic Psychos or the Mummies or the Alarm Clocks, just classic garage rock bands or just legendary bands. The second category is tried and true bands that I've seen before, I would love to see again, Shen, the Clams, Human Eye, such and so forth. And then the third category is always the most intriguing. Who the hell are these bands? I've never heard of any of these bands, and every year that seems to be about half the lineup. And every year, one of those bands are going to end up being my new favorite band for the year. It's just something to take away from. So, being a fan of Goner Records, I pretty much pick up everything that they do. And they published this book, and I got a copy last December. I looked at the list, and I could pretty much do the same thing with the list of 112 movies that are in here. Every movie that I had seen before, I love that movie. I'm a huge fan of that movie. Every movie that I have heard of is but had not seen is something that I've always been meaning to see. And the third category, always the most intriguing, is what the hell is this movie? I've never heard of this movie. And then, like Possession, some of those movies ends up being The Swimmer, my new favorite movie, and I'm obsessed with it and can't stop talking about it. But that's kind of where I really wanted to start promoting this book. And they sent me a t-shirt.
Sweet.
Big Mix Video, 309 Dallas Street. Big Mix Video, open Wednesday through Saturday, 12 to 6. Big Mix Video, check out our socials if we're going to be open any other time. Big Mix Video, 309 Dallas Street, Huntsville, Alabama. Come rent some movies, $3.50 each for 7 days or 4 for $10. Big Mix Video, Big Mix Video, Big Mix Video.
Big Mix. So we have the front, the spine, and the back again. Awesome. Well, with that, let's roll that bean footage.
Okay.
Hey guys, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment below, watch my playlists, share with your friends, follow my social medias, ring that bell, and I'll have more to come later. Thank you for watching.